Great Monday morning. Hope you had a magnificent start to the brand new work week, brand new month. God is worthy to be praised. This was one of the mornings where I was like, oh, why is there slight light blue in the sky and I'm still in bed? Yeah, woke up a half an hour before punch-in time and I checked my alarm. It was set. But have you ever done this where it's set for a certain hour, but instead of the AM, it's set for the PM? Yeah, that happened to me. But I'm here at work and still I was able to read Job 6. And it talks about a response that Job gave, and he was in bad shape. He was saying, oh, if only my anguish or my misery or my grief in verse 2 can be weighed on the scales, what would happen? It would surely outweigh the sands of the sea, or the calamity laid in the balances together. It would be heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore, my words are swallowed up. He just was like, this is like miserable. And he was saying, for the arrows of the Almighty are within me. I'm suffering. The poison whereof drinketh up my spirit. The terrors of God do set themselves in array against me. In another version, it says, God's terrors are marshaled against me. And he was just pretty much just saying like, this is more than I can bear. But he did say something of wisdom in verse 24. When we're suffering, he said, teach me, O Lord, and I will hold my tongue. It's easy for us to complain and to say, woe is me. But it also in another version it says, teach me and I will be quiet. Show me where I have been wrong. Sometimes the Lord allows deep trials and deep waters to come our way to teach us something. And he wants us to come to a full knowledge of him so that he could get the glory. So to take all the impurities out of us so that we can come forth as pure gold. And talking about teaching, we know since today is December 2nd, we went to Psalms 32 also. And verse 8, it says, teach me, right? I will instruct thee. That is a promise of the Lord. God said he will show us. He will be our master educator. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye, even through these deep trials. Why? Because in verse 7, God is our hiding place. He is our shelter. He's our refuge. Thou shalt preserve me, us, in the times of trouble. Even though we're in trouble, we still shall be preserved. And he will compass, right? I'm not talking about the school supply that is part of the list, compass and protractors and pencil sharpeners. No, the Lord said he will make it so that he will surround us with songs of deliverance while in the midst of troubles. Amen. And in Psalms 2, the last verse, it says, blessed are all they that put their trust in the Lord. Whatever we go through, God is with us. He promises to be our salvation, our rock, our defense, and we shall not be moved. That's in Psalm 62:8. Why? Because our soul wait thou only upon God. Our expectation is from him. Our expectation is not from man or any other being that goes back to the dust. Why? Because in verse 11 of chapter 62 of Psalms, power belongeth unto God, all the power. So that's why we wait for him and trust him. And in the meantime, rest in his promises. And in Psalms 92, his promise is that we're going to flourish. We're going to be strengthened, and even in old age, we'll be able to bring forth truth, and we're going to be able to teach these shorties. I just went over with my early morning group how they spent time with their elders and their family in the Thanksgiving weekend. And I said, oh yeah, to have your great great grandparents with you. Oh my goodness, treat them like royalty, kings and queens, because the Lord has preserved their years and they're able to teach you and give you wisdom and to show you the way. So it's a blessing. Amen. To have them. Yeah. To respect and adore them. And Psalms 122 reminds me of my mother. She used to say this verse all the time. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. The house of the Lord is within us wherever we go. I was glad when they said unto me, go, Michelle, and punch into work. Go into that classroom. Go here and go there, because we are the temple of God. Okay. Hope you have a marvelous Monday in the Lord. Know that the Lord is within you and power belongeth to God, and it is your might from the